Hello and welcome to Make Some Noise. Can you believe this is episode number 21? And we got my great host, Jamie Bostel, back. And our guest today is singer Ethan Barkman and guitarist, I might add at that, from a band, Embers Rise. How are you doing today, Ethan?
I'm doing good. It's Saturday. The weather's great. We're finally past the winter, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, no
it's been a
doubt.
good day.
You believe June is almost here, huh? I mean,
I,
right around the corner.
I know.
Yeah. Anyways, I always like to ask people, Ethan, when they come on. I know you're a guitar player and singer. I was curious, though, when you're starting out as a musician, what came first, playing the guitar or singing?
So that's an interesting question. I was in choir as a kid, and I went to a private school, and at the time they forced us all to be in choir, and you're in fifth grade, sixth grade, you're like, oh, I have to go to choir, and that was the
Yeah,
attitude of everybody. And I came from a public school that we didn't have to do that in. So I was like, whatever, this is gonna be lame. Got into it, and I was like, this is kind of cool. And then I went, well, I have to do it, so I'm just gonna enjoy it. And then ended up loving it. So
You
I was a
wouldn't,
singer first.
yeah, you wouldn't believe how many like hard rock and metal guys tell me that that's how they started singing.
Yeah, yeah. But I was a singer first, and then started taking guitar lessons when I started high school. And when I started taking guitar lessons, I remember like my second lesson telling my teacher, "Hey, I want to sing and do this at the same time." So it's always been a combination in my mind.
I've always loved guys that could do both. I know it's a very hard thing. Some guys say to get up there and you got to remember all the words to the songs and you got to
yeah.
remember all your guitar parts, but that's why you have a lead guitar player. So tell us now a little bit about the band, Embers Rise. How long have you guys been around?
We're hitting 4 years.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
4 years. And before I throw it to Jamie, let me ask you, could you tell us the story behind the band's name? I mean, that's one of the things that caught my attention was the band's name. Like, what a cool sounding name.
Yeah. So funny enough, my best friend is in another band as well. And for a while I was guitar teching for them. Guitar teching slash roadieing. And so we had this conversation of I was gonna start a new band because I was leaving my punk band at the time. And we were sitting around a campfire that night, like just like hanging out, playing some tunes or whatever. And we're thinking of band names, right? And like, how about Embers Fall? We go and look it up on Spotify, and it's already taken. And
Yeah,
he's like, Embers Rise. So we go look it up, and it's not taken. I was like, all right,
that's
let's
the
roll with it.
name.
Yep,
Yeah.
and it stuck that long.
Okay, Jamie, you take it.
I don't know if you remember me. I met you at Bardo's. My band
Yeah,
played with you
I
guys.
want to say I just got the Facebook memory for that. Like it was like 3 years ago now at the
Yeah,
Memorial Day bash.
it just came up. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're from Rockford, right? Rockford, Illinois.
The band is I live in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh wow, is that a further drive for you?
It's about an hour and a half.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
you are driving rehearsal then, huh?
Oh yeah. Yep. We rehearse in Rockford still and stuff. So I used to live a little bit closer, but recently moved up here.
Okay. Yeah, Jason's out of Los Angeles. I live in South Bend. So we came together and doing this show together.
Yeah, actually, Jamie and me initially hooked up on the internet, and I started interviewing him about his own music, a couple years ago. And when I launched my own channel now, I started doing the Make Some Noise show, and I thought he'd be a perfect guy to have as a co-host because not only is he a musician himself, which it helps because when we have people like you come on the show, you know, he can relate to the guests that way. And the fact that he's mutually a musician, he knows what it's like to sit down and write a song, strum a guitar, play live. And, I'm coming in more as a perspective of a music fan.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So I seen you guys did a new song with the guys from Lines of Loyalty.
Yep.
Victim. That sounds really good.
Yes.
Man. I
Thank
played
you.
with you
Thank you.
guys too. Yeah, I like your stuff. I checked it out, checked your videos out, and that, of course. Sorry, my voice ain't 100%.
All
Yeah,
good.
okay. Well, so let me ask you, Ethan. Speaking of music videos, I was checking out the music video you guys have up on your YouTube page for Dreams.
Yeah.
It's it's a great video. Now let me ask you, because to me, I listened to this stuff, and it's kind of a, I don't know how to describe it. Like I say, it's a, kind of a modern rock band cross between hard rock and alternative music.
Yeah. So defining the band genre has kind of been hard for us. Not hard in the sense I think it is definitely rock, right?
Yeah,
But rock is so sub niche these days. Where like you got rock and you could have anything from like Bad Omens and Spirit Box and these really heavy bands
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
are in rock. But then you also have like Stop Drop Rewind, which is like this progressive rock, like math rock stuff. So I've really gone with like I try not to use modern in front of it because I think modern's too general. But like I'll just say hard or alternative hard rock
that's
or
why that's
like
why I ask you what you call it, because to be honest, I think it would be very unfair to sit here and call it a metal band, because it's not metal in the sense that it hits you overhead like Slayer, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's not soft music either. I mean, it does definitely have a hard rock edge, and I think maybe the reason you yourself and other people might have such a hard time kind of defining the sound is because what's weird is when you listen to a band for the first time, you often think, "Oh, who do these guys sound like?" And I think that's kind of what I was kind of struggling with. I'm like, they really kind of got their own sound. They don't sound like anybody, and maybe that's why.
yeah. We try like there's definitely inspiration of like modern bands, but they are the heavier bands, and we
Yeah,
don't have a lot of the harsh or heavier parts, so it kind of differentiates us a little bit.
like even a song like "Dreams," I thought, okay, it's gonna be maybe a ballad or something like that. It definitely wasn't bad. It had a little more of edge to it than I thought it would, but that's part of what I enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about the making of the music video. Like, was that an all day affair?
Yeah. So are you talking about the Dreams one specifically, or
Yeah, well,
there's
the
a
dreams, or
handful?
you can talk about any of them really, but I was just, yeah,
Yeah. So the three main music videos, there's Isolated, Dreams, and Far From Lonely. They were all produced or directed by Juan Ibanez directed the first two, Isolated and Dreams, and then his intern Spencer Peck, he directed the Far From Lonely one. So we've been doing it out of St. Louis. So we'll drive down there for a day.
Yeah.
And then we've had it where it's been an all day affair. We've also had it where it's a 3-4 hour affair. It really just depends what the song calls for and how we're feeling. But Juan and Spencer really take a creative direction, and we love working with them. Where they drive the visuals, and we definitely add our own input, but they have this vision. We walk in, and for Isolated, they're like, "Hey, Isolated, we're gonna put you in this jail cell." For Dreams, we kind of picked the colors together and really put together this like on the bed TV vision. So it's
Right.
it's a very collaborative effort, but it usually happens in about 4 to 8 hours.
yeah, and typically in any given band or anything where you're doing that type of work, everybody kind of has their thing they're known for. I mean, kind of like if you have Bob Ezrin come in and produce your records, work with Kiss and Alice Cooper, Pink Floyd, you really don't need to tell Bob Ezrin what to do. You just kind of let him do his thing. Yeah,
Right, right. I'm trusting you.
yeah.
Right. So when I think of Juan Ibanez, I think of Autumn Academy. You know those guys?
Love those guys. We just played with them. They were on our headline like hometown show we did in January as like a big. We don't do it too often, but
Right on.
they were on that.
Yeah, they just dropped a
We have
new
the same booking
single.
agent as well.
I introduced Jason to them too. We interviewed them too.
Mhm.
Um,
Awesome.
Brandon helps produce my stuff too.
Oh, sweet, sweet.
It's funny how we're all tied together. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. It's
It's
like
a
a vicious
small
circle,
world,
but
man.
all helping each other out, right,
oh yeah,
guys? Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's as you know, there's a lot of bands going the tribute band route. It's a decision to stick to your guns and be an original artist. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Oh, it's a decision.
Yeah, for sure. How's the touring going?
It's going great. We just got off the road for a week with Poet and the Almas,
Nice.
and it was fantastic. We did it. We started in Kansas City and basically did like a figure eight, worked our way up, hit Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, uh, and there's one other one in there. But it's a great time. I love touring. We took some time off of touring just to kind of ground ourselves a little bit, because we all
Oh,
have regular lives still.
I got you.
But it's a lot of fun. It's hard. We sleep in a van. We have a 1 ton van that we put all of our gear in and sleep all three of us. Um, so it's fun, but it's also very hard.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. It's rewarding though.
I've done it before, but I'm here. I'm hearing from a lot of bands about the gas prices, and they're like, "Yeah, we're kind of taking a break, hoping the gas prices go down." Is that
Yeah,
affecting you guys a little bit too?
I thought it was going to, but this tour was we made the most money on this tour, and this was the highest gas prices were.
Huh? That's good. That's a good thing.
So
Sure.
yeah, it's manageable. We don't have a trailer, so like it is just a 1 ton, and we make it's manageable, but it does suck. I'd like to see what it looks like when gas costs,
Yeah.
312. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
Try living in California where I come
Yeah.
from. Uh, War in Iran or not, we pay like at least $6 or $7 because the governor here
Jeez. Dude, oh my
wants
God.
doesn't
Really?
want to use the gasoline they have in California, so we get our gas from over there in the Middle East
That's
because
crazy.
Yeah,
for some reason the oil over there is cleaner. They think,
yeah.
yeah.
We went out there last year. We did a West Coast run, and as soon as we got into the first show was in LA, and we get into California, it's some, like a hodunk town in California. Whoa, whoa! It was like 5.50 a gallon, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
That's crazy, man.
That's
That's
why I
insane.
laugh. That's why I laugh when the governor out here says, "Oh, the gas prices are going up because of the Iran war." No, they were already. Especially when you consider, not to get political here, but when you stop and think, okay, well, if that's the case, why does California and all the other 49 states have the highest gas? Because they tax the hell out of it too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
yeah. And so, Ethan, let me ask you about your songwriting. I'm assuming being the singer, most of the songwriting falls on you, or does everybody contribute?
So the songwriting process for the last few songs has looked something like I'll come up with an idea. I come up with a chorus, a verse, a chord progression, and I start demoing it out just on like on acoustic guitar or in my DAW, like very simple. And then I have my co-producer because I also produce everything. So we have my co-producer. He'll come in and he'll start laying down some electronic elements, and we'll say, okay, we got the first verse or part of the first verse. So let's finish at least first verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and kind of get the bones. And then we'll flesh out the rest of the music. Then we'll bring in Corey, our drummer, and he'll come and lay down the drums. And then we'll bring in bass. We'll bring Rick in and he'll lay down bass. So it is a process that everybody's involved with, but it stems from one idea that I'll lay down.
Okay, and then when you finally get like everybody with a song with everybody's part on it, that's got to be a great feeling to kind of build the song and finally hear the final product, huh?
Sometimes it's like, oh my God, this is great. This came together great. And other times it's like, oh my God, this song's a mess. We need to do some cleaning up and,
Oh yeah.
like it really put some elbow grease in. And we're working on a song right now, and that's currently where we're sitting. We're like, I know this song, it's a great song, it's one of my favorites, but listening back, you're just like, this is rough. We need to clean
It's
some
not
things
there
up.
yet, but it's got the potential, right? And
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
probably the great thing too about having a co-producer because it's hard sometimes to really be objective when producing your own music. Like
Sorry, repeat that.
I said, I talked about working with a co-producer because I would think maybe sometimes producing your own music could get difficult where as far as being able to be objective, but you got a kind of a second ear to kind of tell you, no, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how we ended up doing the Lines of Loyalty song. Rito, their bass player, is my co-producer.
Oh,
So it's been a great working relationship. He's worked on every single song we've done, and having that second opinion and that second ear, and also if I'm like, man, I don't know what to do here, it's going, hey, why don't I try and write something? And it really becomes a collaborative effort.
Oh, that's great. I love to hear stuff like that. Now, do you guys, if somebody wanted to like get a hold of your music, you have physical CDs people can buy, or are you like working on it towards a full length? Where are you at with that?
We have a physical CD of the Far From Lonely EP. However, we are also working on a full length that will be 100% separate from the Far From Lonely EP.
Sure.
So once this full record's out, there'll be about 13 to 15 songs in total.
Okay, okay. And so, typically, like, how hard is it coming up with the set list when you guys go play live? Do you typically like do the same set, or you switch it around?
Right now, it's like, okay, how long do we have to play?
Yeah.
All right, play every song. And
Okay.
then, we'll do it in seasons, where like last year we were doing a set list where we were opening with our song Hurricane, and we had these like big like sirens, and like we'd come out it would like fade into the intro, and we did that for a while, and now we're like, okay, let's change it up, and now we're opening with Far From Lonely, and we have this like really cinematic intro, and everything kind of flows in like a little bit differently now, so there's a lot more transition tapes, a little bit more polish behind the overall product. So, and then we throw in a couple covers too, and those always rotate depending on how we're feeling or what the audience is looking like. But it usually sticks for 4 to 6 months.
So it sounds like
Set
you
list will like
really
a
kind
general
of,
like.
yeah. When you're out there performing, it sounds like you really kind of feed off the audience what's going on with them, huh?
Oh yeah, it's important.
Yeah. So, Jamie, I'm gonna throw it to you. I'm sure you have some questions for Ethan.
I was just gonna tell him I know Braden from the drummer from Lines of Loyalty. He was in a band called Taylor Road before he was in Lines of Loyalty,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Praise God, and we did a show with those guys in Kentucky, actually. And then next thing you know, Braden's in Lines of Loyalty. I'm like, whoa, dude, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Dude, so
The Taylor Road guys are dope. We played with them. I think. Yeah, we played with them at Bardo at the Summerfest. The
Oh,
yeah,
that Sam used to run. We played with them there, and I obviously when I was guitar teching, I had played or I'd seen them and known them a little bit because I knew Braden before he joined Lines of Loyalty as well.
yeah. I played with you guys at Bardo's on the Smile Empty Soul show. You remember that?
Yes.
I think it was 3 years ago, probably. But
Yeah.
you work with the same producer they do as far as your recordings
No.
with the Chris Dawson.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No. We don't work with Chris Dawson. I know Autumn Academy also does. Like I said, it's so our process for recording is I will produce the song with Rito. So, and when I say produce, I mean in the sense of like we're writing and engineering and putting the electronics down, and then we do work closely with a mix master engineer to bring the song fully to life.
Okay. I just wondered because the production, like the way it sounds, you guys have a similar sound. You know what I mean? So I just wondered if you
Yeah.
working together with the same producer.
No, no, no. It's not like it's something we've never approached. Like, it's not something that we're ever closed off to. But right now, the way that our kind of workflow is, it's been this setup.
yeah.
Okay.
And Ethan, a couple times you mentioned the fact that you're also a guitar tech. So, do you do that as a way to make a living too, like from time to time for other people?
No, that was a I guitar tech slash roadie for Lines of Loyalty before I started this band and into the start of it, and that is how I used it as a learning experience. I was in college and just like would just go and sleep on the floor of their bus, and just I met so many people and I learned so many things about how to be kind of in a touring band, and I
Exactly.
use it as an experience.
Exactly. And that's exactly why I brought it up because, you know, even if you're a musician as you are, you're trying to make it with your own band. That's a great way to make contacts. You never know, like teching for somebody else who's going to
Right.
be in the room, and oh, okay, hey, you got a band? You play in a band? You play guitar? Oh,
Well,
hey, we're looking.
that's how Zach became the guitar player for Shinedown. Yep.
I believe it. Yeah. No, it's a great way, and this really is like Jamie and I have met before and stuff, and you guys know the Autumn Academy guys. That
Right.
really is a great way to this world is really small. Once you start getting in here, you're like, oh, no,
Yeah.
okay, I know these people, I know of them, or they know this person.
Right.
Opportunities do present themselves, and I've always said I do concert lighting. I'm a lighting designer, and I
Oh,
do sound as well.
nice.
And I got a girl that works with me for the concert lighting that really wants to get into touring. And I always tell her, I'm like, dude, go out and just eat shit for
Yep.
3 months with a band. Go out with a band that's not super huge but can go tour. Ask for a place to sleep and some food here and there, and the amount that you will learn and the opportunities you will create for yourself will be exponential.
Yeah,
That's true.
you never know. I mean, what it might lead to. I mean, you wouldn't exactly want to get a gig this way, but like even the band Slaughter in 1998, they lost their original guitar player Tim Kelly in a horrible car
Yeah.
accident, and the guy that's been in the band who replaced him for the last 30 years was his very own personal guitar tech, and they said part of the reason is, okay, we don't have to hire a new guy. We know this guy. We know that he helped him, that he knows how to play the songs, and so it's like a family member kind of taking over for somebody. What an awful way to get a
Right,
gig, but
exactly.
you know, yeah,
But hey, opportunity comes in strange ways sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
That's true. Open your eyes because you never know when it's going to arrive or how, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Ethan, how do you have like a projected release date? You said you're working on a full length album. Do you think it'll come out this year or next year?
Probably early next year. Honestly, it's been something we've been slowly working through, and there's always things we're adding to and like, oh, or reworking. It's gonna be a slow slick. It's gonna be a slow waterfall of singles because that's what works in today's world.
Yeah.
Um, but there will be a full length that backs it up 100%.
Yeah, so I assume with that mindset, because that is kind of a modern business way of doing things in the music business. A lot of bands do that, put out a song at a time. When I was growing up, they did it where the whole band would be in the studio, everybody would record in the same room, and you'd write the songs with the mindset that all the songs kind of had to sound like they belonged on the same album. Where doing it the way you guys do, you don't necessarily have to have everything sound the same. It could kind of just, well, this is what the mood was at the time when we were recording this song. This is what came out. Yeah.
Right. I do think vibe of a record is important, and I think like with the Far From Lonely EP, we took a records approach with it of like it's only 5 songs, but and it starts with Isolated was the first and Far From Lonely was the last. And from Isolated to Far From Lonely, the vibe changes 100%. Like you go from this kind of more raw sounding, no electronic elements to this heavy synth lines and big impacts and like the production style change. But at its core, each song is very similar. So going
Yeah.
into this full length, Victim and For Your Life will be on this record. We're diving a little bit more. It's like, hey, where can we experiment with electronics? Because right now, that's what tickles our fancy. In addition to the rock band setting, so this is going to be a more electronic centered record. And I'm very excited for it.
I mean, I think you got to be true to yourself. Yeah, you want your fans to go out there and support the record and buy it, but like if you're just like producing music that you think everybody else is going to like, but you don't necessarily like it yourself, that's not going to really work.
Exactly. Exactly. And they're all like at the end of the day, what matters to me in a song is like, is it hooky? Is it singable?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like
Yeah.
my writing style has changed in the last 3 years. So what that means is a little bit different, but it's all about the vibe. And
And even Jamie, you
it's
were sharing with us on some of the recent episodes that some of your latest music, that you've been experimenting like with loops and different things.
Oh, yeah. I like that stuff too.
Yeah.
It gives it ambience and it separates you from other artists and, coming up with your own thing for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, Ethan, I'd like to, before you wrap it up today, thank you for coming on and just say that when you do have something new to, a new song or something to drop, let Jamie know. And we'd love to have you back on.
yeah,
This show will be going up in like 2 weeks. So let's make a point to stay in touch. It was really great getting to know you today.
Yeah, likewise. We'll let you know when I get new music. I'll send it your way, and hopefully run into each other here shortly, either in LA or South Bend.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
we
great.
will.
Yeah, we hope you get out here. Yeah, and so I will let you know when the episode premieres in about 2 weeks. So be looking out for it, and we'll talk to you then.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thank
you
you.
too,
Bye
man,
bye.
Rob, brother.